All right, all right, all right. We're live. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on YouTube. Let's get this puppy going. Let's get this thing started. America's podcast. We're about to kick this bitch off. Let's do it. Thank you so much for joining America's podcast. Spazzing out America's podcast, your podcast. I got a lot of stuff I want to cover today. Ton of stuff I need to cover today. There's a lot going on. I have spilt milk. We got to get to it. I got take junk conversation. We got to get to it. Bill Belichick, generosity, Joe Rogan, Wendy's, domestic terrorist, douchebag alert, NFL pumping in sound. So much to get to. So many important things that we must discuss on today's program. But as always, let me get the formalities out of the way. We do the podcast 5 nights a week. You can find the podcast at anthonypazziali.com or wherever you get your podcast. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora. It's everywhere. Just put in Spazzing Out, S-P-A-Z, that little thing, that apostrophe thing, N-O-U-T, and you'll find my podcast. It's your podcast. It's America's podcast. I need you to subscribe to it. Subscribe, please. If you're watching on Facebook, share the feed. If you're watching on Twitter, retweet this. Follow me. And if you're on YouTube, subscribe to my channel. That's all I ask. Right now, that is all I ask. A few things. Now, if you're listening in your car, and most of you do, a lot of people listening in the car, about 500 to 600 downloads a day now, killing it, absolutely crushing it. America's podcast all throughout the country, getting bigger. Thank you very much. But if you're listening in the car and you'd like to join, we usually do this at nighttime sometime after 6:30, sometimes a little bit earlier. But if you follow me on one of the pages and you set up the alerts, you'll know when we're live and you can join the podcast as I record it, as I stream live. Today, terrible day with the dogs. As you guys know, I don't like dogs. But by the way, let me break that up. I don't have any problem with dogs. I believe dogs are a time suck, though. What is a time suck? Anything that sucks my time and sucks up time away from what I want to be doing is a time suck. Dogs are time sucks. I get home from work and they're about an hour type of time suck. Normally, I get home and I just have to walk them. Take them out. It's about a half-hour time suck. But it fucks up my night. It delays the start of the podcast. These little shits. But no, today, they had something special for me. Today I got home and dead Betty, as I call her, this is a dog that's like 90 years old that needs to be put to sleep. I've been trying to convince my family that it's time, but it's not my dog. It's Kaylee's. It's my wife's dog. It's a family dog. The dog's been in their life for a really long time. If it were my dog, I would have snuffed that thing out a long time ago. She's ready to go. She's dead. She doesn't do anything. She's like, I'm going to start calling her Skeletor. What? That's it. I call her Daddy. Her name's Betty. She's Daddy. I get home. The second I open up my door, I knew there was dog shit in the house. I knew it. I absolutely knew it. I opened up the door and I was like, ugh, I know it. There's dog crap. Now, the next thing that you got to do is you got to find it before you step in it. It's a devastating blow if you step in dog crap and don't realize it and you track it throughout your house. It becomes a major ass time suck. And all you got to do for the next hour, you're cleaning up dog crap. So I start looking around the house. I can't find it. Finally, I get to Betty. She's in her little area. She doesn't leave the bed. She's dead. And Scout's barking. Ah! Ah! I'm like, Scout, shut up. I'm trying to find the crap. Finally, I find it. Betty is sitting on it. She's sitting on it. So now I'm like, great. There's crap on her bed. There's crap all over her. And now I have to clean this. Not to mention that I got to pick Betty up because she can't really walk. So I got crap on me. So now I have crap on me. I bring the dog outside. I chain her up outside. I go back inside the house. Now, I didn't realize something was happening while I was going in and out of the house, but I'll tell you about it. So I get back inside and I'm like, all right, let's find out how much shit is all over the place. She got crap on a blanket. So fine, blanket into the wash machine, whatever. Clean up the mess on her bed, clean it. I got the little spray thing. It's got a scrapey thing on it. Scrape. I got it. I'm like, okay, great. Now I'm going to go back outside and I'm going to wipe this dog's ass. I got to clean her fur. Now, What did I really do? Tough crap. I took the hose and I sprayed her ass with it and I got rid of it. Okay, I know it's a little bit cold. What I did is I sprayed her with a little bit of soap, sprayed her ass hose. She's all good. Now I go back in and I have to get the other dog, but I still smell the crap. I'm like, why is there crap? Why do I still smell poop? I got rid of it. Then I look on the floor and I see streaks of crap. I'm like, what? Whoa, what's going on here? So then I look on my boot. My boot has crap all over it. I'm like, what? Where did this come from? So whatever, no big deal. I go back outside. I spray my boots off, wipe them off, dry them off. I go in the house. I can't find where that crap source came from, so I was like, whatever. I clean up the whole entire mess. Bro, we're into a time suck of about an hour now. Like, literally, an hour of my day. Bro, time is the most precious thing you have. You're never going to get it back. I'll guarantee you I will have spent a year of my life cleaning up dog crap for dogs that I don't own, for dogs that are not mine. Straight from my mom's dogs, straight from my dad's dogs, friends' dogs, dogs that you lived with buddies, right to my wife's fucking dogs. I don't want dogs at all. I want nothing to do with them. They suck up your time. I'm sure that I wasted about an hour. So no, all right, finally, it's all cleaned. I cleaned the rug. I cleaned the kitchen. I cleaned my boot. I'm like, whew, okay, no big deal. No biggie. No biggie. I grabbed the other dog, Scout, this little crappy-ass little Baki. I love Scout, actually. I like Scout. So I grab Scout. I go out. I walk him. He poops. No big deal. I bring Scout in first because I have to go back out and I have to carry Betty in. So I bring Scout in the house, and then I let Scout go, and I stop walking back out the house, and I notice that there is streaks of crap again. And I'm like, what the fuck? Where is this coming from? I look in the bottom of my boot. Poop all over my boot again. I'm like, how is this even possible? I go back outside. So now I'm like, all right, it's got to be outside. It's got to be here somewhere. It's outside. Of course it's outside. It's on the mat right before I walk into the house. I don't know how or when or where that could have happened because I don't put the dogs on the porch. I chain Betty up down on the floor. Scout goes for a walk. So I don't know when they took the crap there, but they did. So now here I am for the second time cleaning my boots, cleaning the house, and now I'm cleaning a mat of dog crap. About an hour and a half of time sucked from my life to clean up dog crap for dogs that I don't want. Want nothing to do with them. Period. I like walking Scout. Listen, I like dogs. I don't want one. Not right now. Maybe when I get a little bit older. You know what? I don't want one when I get older. Dogs are like smokers to me. I can't stand smokers. They devalue your house. Smokers, right? They smoke in the house and the house smells like crap. Well, and you can't sell the house because the house is yellow on the inside. Dogs do the same thing. Dogs crap and piss all over your house. They devalue it. Who in the fucking right mind is like, yep, let me rip butts in a house? It's the same people that are like, yeah, I'm going to rip butts. And hold on, I think my iPad got messed up. We're going to have to, well, of course, it's been one of those days. It's absolutely been one of those days. We got to start over. Hold on, everybody. We're on pause. The podcast thing got messed up because the equipment here in this house is fantastic. 8. I got to get real equipment. I can't deal with this shit. It's fucking garbage, man. It's not even 8 anymore, right? Is it 9? 9/1. Hold on. Segment 1. Add. Not yet. I don't even know where the fuck that went. There it is. All right. We're back. Hey, listen, we're back. I don't know what happened. As you know, when I'm doing the podcast, I don't have the high-tech equipment that Joe Rogan has. We're going to talk about Joe Rogan. But what I have is I have an iPad that I recorded on or my phone that I recorded on. And for whatever reason, it shut off, so it shut off the recording. I honestly don't know when the recording got shut off, so I don't know how much of my rant you got. We were talking about the dogs and how pissed off I am. And basically, dogs and smokers are on the same level for me. They ruin your house. People that smoke in houses ruin houses. People that have dogs ruin houses. Dogs piss, shit, without any, they don't, with any fucks, they don't care. My kitchen smells disgusting. It's gross. I'm going to have to rip up the floor or get rid of the flooring and redo flooring. What? So I can have a dog? Oh, that brings such joy in my life. Oh, I'm so happy. You know what would make me happy? Not to have to come home and clean up dog shit, walk dogs, and smell dog piss. That would truly be a glorious day. That when I would come through the door and I go, ah, glorious. I don't have to walk a dog. Glorious. I don't have to spend money to feed it. Glorious. I won't be ripping up my floor. So there, that's my mindset. So that was one thing. Next thing, I should probably, you know what? Let me get in a better mood before I talk about my anniversary today with Kaylee. Next thing is today was one of those days where we didn't have a sitter, no sitter. So I ended up stuck with Presley. I took Presley to work, but you know what, bro? I killed it today. You know what? We're gonna turn this thing around because I killed it. I absolutely crushed it today. I got stuck with my daughter. So my daughter had to come to work. So therefore, the work that I had, I couldn't do. So I had to call people and say, hey, look, I can't do this work today because it requires more of my attention than I can give while I have my daughter. But you know what I did? Most people would have went home. Most of you people would be lazy ass in it. You say, I'm going to go home. I'm not going to make any money today because I got to watch my daughter. Nope. I got in my pickup truck and I drove around and I knocked on people's doors who had bagsters. I walked around. I was like, boom, you got a bagster? Great. I'm going to pick that thing up. I was charging. So Waste Manager charges like $250 to pick up a bagster. Depending on what you got in it, I charge about $200. It depends on the material you have in it, right? If you got construction debris, I'm going $250. That's life. But if you got household stuff, I'll do it cheaper. Bro, went around 10 bags today with my daughter, had the truck following me. I knocked on the door, boom, 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 made the seal, truck came up. That's how you do it, bro. Instead of going home and being a bitch ass and having your day be wasted and all fucked up, you go out, you make money for your business, you make money to pay off bills, and then you make a little green for yourself and you get it done. That's how you get it done. Boom. So the day got turned around. Well, at least that was before I got home. It dealt with dog crap. So if you have a bagster and you need to get rid of it, I'll take care of that. Hit me up, Anthony@takejunk.com. Literally, this is what I do. When I don't have work, right, I go door to door. If you have a bag or if you have a pile of junk in your driveway, I knock on your door. I go right up. You come out and I say, hey, my name's Anthony Pazziali. I own a local junk removal company. And I got no work today. I'm trying to drum up some business. Right there, I put it, I let them know they're helping me out. You're helping me. I'm going to help you. But here's the bottom line. I hustle. I make more money today than the lazy ass fucks that sit at home waiting for their government check. I get out there and I make it happen. My family's got to eat. Bro, I'm a lion. And when a lion is hungry, he fucking eats. Simple. So I don't want to hear any crap about lazy ass people not doing stuff and not telling me you can't get stuff done. No business, no work today. Turn that bitch around. 10 bags, $200 a piece, bro. Where you at? What are you doing? You graduating? Ha! Anyways, Take Junk, that's my junk removal company. I'm always looking for business, but my business is out of Wakefield, Massachusetts. I'm sorry, it's out of Wilmington, Massachusetts. So if you're not within that area of maybe like 10 miles, 15 miles, most likely it doesn't make sense for my business to head out to you unless you have a bigger job. I'm not going to lie. If you got a big job, I'll probably make the trek, but I can't drive to your house out in Leominster for $200. Ain't happening. It costs me more to get out there. Today is my anniversary. It is my I'll get to that in a second. Someone just asked me why I decided to, here, I'll say it real quick. Just asked why I decided to start a junk removal company. Many years ago, maybe 2013, I used to work in radio. I worked in radio for 16 years on a morning show, WAAF, the Hillman morning show. And my dad, Stan, had wanted to start a family business. And I said to myself, well, let's do it. I'll try to make it short, right? So my dad was like, my father wanted to start a family business. This is before he passed away in 2012. And I was like, well, why don't we do it? My father was like, hey, look, he's like, you guys don't want to work. You know, he's like, your brothers, and not that my brothers don't work hard. My father believed in my brothers. They all work hard. But what he said was they're already established and comfortable in their life. My brother Mike has a good job being a teacher. My brother Jamie, great job working for Boston Bean. My brother Jesse, I don't know if he likes his job, but he's been at the same company doing leasing for a long time. My brother Stan has worked for the company for a long time. He said, nobody wants to do it. He looked at me And I worked in radio. I had the cushiest of jobs. And he grabbed my hands and he pulled them close to me. He said, look, he goes, you have pussy hands. He pulled my hands and he goes, you have pussy hands. You don't want to start a business. You can't start a business. You have pussy hands. So needless to say, my father ends up passing away. And I got $8,500 from my father. So I went out and set to prove him wrong. And I said, fuck it. And I bought a truck. And I did it for a couple of months while I was on the radio, and I started making money. And 7 years later, Take Chunk's a great company. It makes a decent amount of money. It's a pretty good company. It's getting its ass kicked right now by COVID, but we're going to be back. I'm going to save it. I work, bro. I persist until I succeed. So that's really why I started a junk removal company. Maybe some other day when we have more time, I can get more passionate and in depth about it. But speaking of that, you know what? We should do this real quick. Speaking of Take Chunk and speaking of hard work, I have been consistently getting emails of people asking me about, because from time to time I will talk on the program about hard work and why hard work is important to me and why persistence is important to me and why I rip on people who are weak-minded and not mentally tough, and why am I all over people that use drugs and that I think they're babies and there's no room for excuses and you have to look in the mirror. And they're asking for how I do that or how do I achieve that. And I'll give it to you real quick and then we'll get on to the stuff of the day. These 9 things. 9 things. And I don't want to be here preaching on my podcast. I don't give a fuck what you do with your life. I don't care. If you want to be a lazy fat ass, be a lazy fat ass. If you want to be a hardworking dude, be a hardworking dude. I don't care. That's not my job to tell you what to do with your life. I'm not your parent. I'm not your dad. If I was your dad, I'd be all up your ass. But I'm not. But since I was asked, I'll give you guys some of the principles that I hold dear in my life that I try to live by. Now, I can't do it every day. I'm not trying to say I'm a perfect dude. I'm not. Look at me. I got a gut. I'm fat. I'm overweight. And yeah, there are days where I'm just a lazy ass. But more days than not, I'm hardworking. More days than not, I'm getting after it. Do you understand? The norm is hard work. Get what I'm saying? Like the norm is getting after it and being consistent and being persistent. That's the norm. Hard work is the norm for me. Self-confidence is the norm for me. But this is how I get here. This is how I got here, and I'll give it to you, and then we'll move on. When I was a younger man, definitely not a very secure person, definitely didn't believe in my ability. I always had heart. Had heart, but I wasn't mentally tough. I wasn't mentally tough enough. Wrestling at a young age in high school started teaching me about mental toughness. But it wasn't until I graduated high school and started wrestling in college. I did literally 1 year in college. They canceled the program. But I learned in that 1 short year about mental toughness more than I learned anything else. And while I was there, I was gifted a book. I was gifted a book called The Greatest Salesman in the World. And this book changed my life. It's by Og Mandino or Og Mandino. I don't know how to say the guy's name, but look it up. It's The Greatest Salesman in the World. And I have been reading this book for over 20 years now. It's a part of my life. Its principles are written all over me. Its principles, my life. I quote this book. I make the words my own words, and I live by it. And this is why I'm driven. This is why I want to be successful. Or this is how I try to be successful, why I believe in myself, and why I consistently grind, because there is no end. Well, I mean, there is an end, but you get what I'm saying. Anyways, here are the things, and then we'll move on. First thing is every single day or every person that I try to meet or that I have a conversation with, I try to greet the day with a positive attitude. Now, I get it. You can't be positive all the time. If you were in a bad mood and you walked around with a smile on your face, I would think you're an insane lunatic. But I try to meet the day every day with a positive attitude. And I try to meet people and greet people with love and respect. With love and respect. I try my best to. When you meet people, I try to meet them because, listen, man, if you bring love, how are they going to hate you? Just hear me out on that. When you go and meet somebody new, how are they going to hate you if you come with a positive and happy and loving attitude? I'm serious. It's contagious. When you're happy and you're positive, other people are happy and other people are positive. When you're doom and gloom, everybody else is doom and gloom. You carry your weather with you and you make your own weather. If you're happy, other people are happy. If you laugh, other people laugh. If you're mad and angry, other people are mad and angry. So I greet the day with positivity. The next thing is I will persist until I succeed. I will persist until I succeed. What does that mean? It means that I will continue to bang away at whatever the hell I'm doing until I succeed. It's the theory that I always talk about on here, that I could chop down a fucking tree with the spoon, because I would continue to hit it, spoon, 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 until the tree fell. I don't care if it takes a week, years, months. I don't care how long it takes. The point is, I won't give up. I will persist with consistency and a desire to win and a desire to be successful. I will persist until I succeed. You continue forward. It's not up to us to know that the next turn in the bend is the road to success. It's not up for us to know that. It's not up for me to know while doing my podcast that tonight's podcast will be the biggest one ever, or it might be one 5, 6, 6 years from now. But I can tell you what, I'll be here persisting until I succeed. Number 3, I believe I am nature's greatest miracle. You are nature's greatest miracle. What does this mean? I believe in myself. There is nobody quite like me. No one can speak like me. No one can think like me. No one can write like me. No one can do the things that I do except for me. I am unique, and that makes me rare, and everything, right? I am unique, and that makes me rare, and there is value in everything that is rare. So I believe in myself. I love myself. I believe that I am nature's greatest miracle. Number 4, the next one is I will live this day as if it's my last. Now, don't take it literal. This isn't a literal thing. Obviously, I think I'm going to be alive tomorrow, but there's a good chance that I might not be. So when I'm trying to do stuff, I look at it like this. I say, if today were my last day, am I happy with what I completed today? If I were to die right now, would I be satisfied with what people would say about me? Would my legacy live on? What would people say? I don't really care what people say, but the whole point of it is, did you put your best into it? Would you be happy with what you've done with your life up until this point if it was all over today? So what? And then the next thing is, with it being the last day, this could be your last day. I don't put shit off until tomorrow. 2 days, you can't do anything. You can't do anything yesterday because yesterday is gone and buried. You can't do anything tomorrow because tomorrow is buried. What? With yesterday. It may never come to pass. So whatever the hell you can get done today, get it done. Trust me, if you get it done today, tomorrow will be that much better. If you get today's work done today, it'll be that much better. You can't spend tomorrow's money today because you ain't got it, bro. You don't have it yet. You can't bank on tomorrow. You have to do what's going on today. Today is the last day. And if you get to wake up tomorrow, get after it again. If you get another day, live that day and work just as hard that day if you can. Again, you can't do it every single day. I get it. We're not robots, but make it the pattern. Number 5, I will be the master of my emotions. I will master my emotions. What does that mean? No one else can control your emotions but you. You can feel anger, but you don't have to act on the anger. You can feel sadness, but you don't have to act. You get to turn it. You turn it. You might want to punch someone in the face because you're angry, but you control yourself. You can feel it. You could sit back and you say, man, I'm pissed. I feel pissed. But you don't have to punch the wall. You could sit back and say, man, I feel happy. But you don't have to jump up and down on the couch like a loon. You get what I'm saying? You control your emotions. Strong is he, right? Like, honestly, man, you can just mentally tough is if you can. So here, boom, I want to punch, right? I'm pissed. I want to punch. But if you can make your mind control how you feel, to control your actions, say, boom, I'm not going to punch. I can feel mad, but I'm not going to punch. That's strong. You get what I'm saying? Because everything's going to pass. all your moods will pass. And if you don't believe me, bro, the pyramids are buried. The pyramids are buried with sand. George Washington's gone, dead and gone. Everything passes. Your moods will pass too. Feel the anger, feel the love, feel the sadness, feel the happiness. It's a wheel. It will pass. Next thing is, this is my favorite. I laugh at the world, man. I laugh. You have to be able to laugh. I laugh at myself. I don't take myself too serious, although I am a pretty serious dude, and I get on here and I yell and I scream and I bitch and I moan. But you know what? I go back at it and I laugh. And then when you guys reach out to me and you 9 out of 10 times when somebody asks me something, I reply with the funny comment. They'll say, "Oh, you hate Joe Biden, you're a scumbag," and I'll put back something like, I'll be like, "You're right." Or they'll be like, "Oh, you're a dumbass," and I'm like, "Oh, the dumbest. I'm the stupidest guy on the planet." I laugh at shit. Brings happiness in the world. Laugh. The next one, number 7, multiply your value 100-fold. What does that mean? It means every day work, multiply what you did the day before. And I get it, man. You can't, like the day before, if you threw 100 footballs, you can't throw 200 today. But what it means is every single day, make yourself better. Focus on raising your value. If yesterday you could run a mile in 6 minutes, today, hopefully you can run it in 5 minutes and 59 seconds. Every single day, multiply your value. Every single day, make yourself better. Multiply your value 100-fold. 100-fold. Number 8 is the most important of them all. Number 8 is the most important. I will act now. I will act now. I will act now. Taking action is the single most important thing you can do. When the failure is thinking of grand ideas, I'm already done. It's done. While the failure is at home watching his daughter, I'm out picking up 10 bags. 10 bagsters. It is friggin' done. While you sit there and contemplate about the podcast you're going to do and the equipment you're going to buy, bro, I've already banged out 200 episodes. I get it done. Action is the most important. Dreams, goals, plans, it's garbage without action. It's nothing. I don't know a Peloton that ever wrote itself, dude. I'm serious. I don't know a podcast that ever worked without a host. I don't know a book that ever read itself. I don't know a book that ever wrote itself. And I don't know a pen that ever worked without some dude writing it. I don't know a GPS that ever brought somebody somewhere without driving a car. Action is the most important thing you can do, and take it now. Stop thinking about shit and just do it. Nike came up with the greatest line. Just do it. Stop thinking and just do. Get it done. Don't be passive. Don't sit back. Stop stalling, to steal a word from wrestling. Take the shot. Take the fucking shot. Act now. I say it all the time. When the lion is hungry, he eats. When the eagle is thirsty, he drinks. Lest they act, they will both die. Act now. And the last one is a very important one. And you could take it both ways. If you're a religious person, I'll give it to you in the religious sense. But if you're not, I'll give it to you in the normal sense. Ask for guidance. The people that you want help from are not your servants. They're not a bellhop that they're going to take your luggage to your room. They're not a servant to bring you food. They're not your waiter. Same thing for God. If you look to God for help, pray for guidance. Pray for knowledge. Don't ask God, say, "God, please give me gold." No, the dude's not your bitch. He's not delivering you gold. You sit back and you pray and you ask for guidance. And if you're asking, if you have someone that's a mentor, don't say, "Give me the money." Ask for guidance as to how to do it, and then get out there and take action and execute it. Look for guidance. I personally, I talk on that end, I talk to God because that's all I got. I mean, I got my wife. I love her to death. But if I brought her the thoughts of the day that are on my mind, and I asked her for guidance, she might jump off a bridge with some of the stuff that I have going on in my head. So I look for guidance. I merely say, I have this issue. I am looking for guidance. I'm not looking for you to take care of it for me. I'll take care of it myself, but damn, give me some advice. And then the next thing on that is plain and simple. If you ask for something, if you ask for guidance, and you bitch that there was no answer, that you didn't receive your guidance, well, I would say this to you. If you ask your father for a piece of bread and no bread is forthcoming, do you not have your fucking answer? What is the answer? Dad, can I have some bread? And no bread is handed over? The answer is no. No, no. So don't act like you didn't get answered. If you ask for guidance and it's not, and you get no reply, that's your answer, bro. All right, that's it. I'm done preaching. I'm moving on that. We have other things that we need to cover. But people wanted to ask me about that, bro. That's just me. Okay? That's how I do it. I'm happy. Listen, the book, The Greatest Salesman in the World. But you can't just read it once. Reinforcement training. Reinforcement training. Tom Brady has to throw the ball 10,000 times to throw a perfect pass. Michael Jordan's got to shoot the ball 10,000 times. Tiger Woods has got to swing the club 10,000 times. You have to reinforce. Reinforcement training is the key. You can't just tell somebody, love yourself. You got to practice on it. You got to look every single day and you got to tell yourself every day. It has to become habit. Has to become habit. Hard work is habit forming. Form good habits. Get rid of bad habits. Replace them with good habits. Don't go from doing crack to drinking alcohol. Go from doing crack to running. Get what I'm saying? Form better habits. All right. Jesus, man. I sit here and preach about crap. Just trying to give people a little insight. Because yesterday, all I did was rip on druggies. Well, today, there's a little advice on how I live my life. All right. Let's burn through a couple of things and then we'll end it. Bill Belichick. I want to talk about this. That Subway commercial came out. It's phenomenal. If you haven't seen it yet, I posted it on my Facebook, or you could just Google Bill Belichick Subway commercial. It's awesome. It's great. I hope they did a bunch of them. This one was a 30-second one. It made me laugh. I love Bill Belichick. Obviously, we all do. Greatest coach, greatest football coach of all time. And to see him in a comical situation, plus making fun of himself, poking a little fun at himself, is great. Check out the commercial. I think you'll like it. Wendy's. So while we're on food, Wendy's. This is a little bit of a thing I wanted to pop in. Wendy's is bringing back their pretzel bun. I don't really care for pretzel buns, but it reminded me of pretzels, and I love pretzels. I know we talk a lot about food on here. Pretzels are one of those foods that are phenomenal. But honestly, the only way to eat a pretzel is with that, like that seasoned mustard. What is that shit called? But you know what else is? I love cream cheese stuffed pretzels. First time I ever had a cream cheese stuffed pretzel, Sam's Club or something used to drive. We got a poor connection on Facebook, but we'll keep going. Sam's Club used to drive through the trailer park in Billerica. I didn't live there. I just happened to be there, and the truck was coming through, and it stopped, and I bought one, dude. It was bomb. So, you know who sells them is Cumbies. Cumbies Farm sells a cream-filled pretzel. Bro, my eyes just almost went cock there. So good. But if you like Wendy's and you like their pretzel bun, they're bringing back the pretzel bun burger. Get your ass over there. You know what? Let's do a DB alert. You know what? I'm going to save the DB alert for tomorrow. Hold on. I know I said we're going to do a DB alert, but since we're already like so deep because I took up so much damn time preaching, we'll save the sex offender for tomorrow. All right, DB alert tomorrow. Why don't we go? I'm going to save most of this shit for tomorrow. You know what? Let's do Joe Rogan. So we all know about Joe Rogan. The most famous podcaster. That hands down. Nobody more famous. Joe Rogan, who I aspire to be. I don't aspire to do his content, but I aspire to sign $100 million contract with any podcast provider. That's what I want to do. Yes, Yep, I will sell out in a fucking heartbeat. You come to me with a check for $100 million. What do you want? That's exactly what they'll say. Oh, anything. I don't care. What do you want? What do you need? I'm doing it. 100 million? Yep. I'll be a bitch all day long. So Joe Rogan, he started today, was his first day exclusively on Spotify. Exclusive on Spotify, and all his episodes are now on Spotify, except for a few. They bumped off some of the controversial episodes. They cleaned it up, right? They have to make it more corporate. And people are bitching. And the reason I'm talking about this is people are bitching about Joe Rogan selling out. Let me tell you something. Let me make this pretty clear. First off, you stop listening to my podcast right now and following me if you don't think I'm gonna take that kind of money. If you could, I'm telling you right this second, the only reason to do a podcast is to make money. The only reason to write music and become a musician is to make money. The only reason to be an actor is to make money. You call it selling out. The only reason to be a comedian is to make money. To write a book is to make money. You call it selling out. You're like, oh, that's selling out. Bro, $100 million. $100 million. $100 million. I don't know a single person on this planet that doesn't have that kind of money that wouldn't take it. I'm not talking about someone who's got it. You got $100 million? You might think about it. You might say, you know what? I don't need another $100 million. I'd take it. I'd be like, yeah, I need another $100 million all day long. But maybe you're Bill Gates. You're like, I don't need it. You're Jeff Bezos. I don't need it. You're Warren Buffett. I don't need it. You're Steve Jobs' kid. She don't need it. I get it. But if I'm Anthony Pazziali, and they come to me right now and they say, hey, bro, they come to me right now and they're like, I'm going to give you $100 grand a year. I'm going to sell my ass right out. I'm going to bend right the fuck over. I'll be like, yeah, baby. Woo! All day long. Bro, I'll get my ass up on here and I'll be like, they'd be like, hey, listen, we're going to pay you $100 million, but you got to come on here and talk about how much you love Joe Biden. I'd be like, Joe Biden's the man. I love Joe Biden. Bro, I don't give a fuck. $100 million all day long. I'm telling you right now that I would shit on my principles for $100 million because I got kids. My number one priority, my number one principle is my family. My family. They're my number one. They are my most important thing, and I could change their life with $100 million. So yeah, man, I would do whatever they told me to do. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. You people bitching and moaning. Oh, they took off. Bro, they took off like 5 episodes. Joe Rogan sold out. How dare he? What? There's a probably you moron. You're some idiot that's getting high as fuck listening to Joe Rogan's podcast while you're fishbowling and you broke down Honda outside of your house, like talking, oh, Joe Rogan's the best, and now you hate him because he cashed in. That's the American dream. Cashing in is the best. We all want to cash in. I want to cash in. Please, I'm begging. Replay this podcast when I get to cash in. After persisting until I succeed, replay this damn podcast episode, right? When I sign that $100 million, I don't care, dude, $1,000. And someone gives me $1,000 right now, I'm ready to sell out. I need loot, man. I got to put food on the table. My kids are hungry. The Lions need to eat, bro. $100 million. What is wrong with you guys? $100 million. $100 million. I'd be like, yeah, take all the episodes down. They come to me and they say, hey, Anthony, we'll give you $100 million. You're going to be exclusive on Spotify, right? And we're going to get rid of all your old episodes. I'd already be leaving. I'd be walking out the door. They'd be like, where you going? I'm like, bro, I signed that shit while you were fucking bitching. Done. When's the check clear? They'd be talking. They'd still be talking, trying to think they got to convince me. They'd be talking. They'd be like, oh, we're going to have to take this down. We're going to take this down. I'm not even going to be in the room. They're going to call me and they'll be like, hey, where'd you go? I'm like, bud, I signed that shit. You said $100 million, but you didn't even read the contract. Yeah, you said $100 million, right? $100 million? $100 million? Yeah, I'd be in the bathroom cleaning the toilet. They'd be, where is this guy? He's in the bathroom. He's cleaning the toilet. I'm like, yeah, bro, $100 million. I'll clean your fucking toilet all day long. Sellout. Call me. I'll wear a t-shirt Big ass t-shirt. I'll change the name of the podcast. Instead of calling it Spaz'n Out, America's Podcast, I'll change it out to Spaz'n Out, Sellout Podcast. Spaz'n Out, Sellout. That's what we'll call it. Spaz'n Out, the Sellout. Anthony Pazziali, the Sellout. And while you guys are all bitching and moaning about how I'm a sellout, I'm going to be chilling with my kids on my yacht. And I'll be doing my podcast from fucking Greece on my yacht with $100 million while I'm hanging out with like the Saudi Arabian prince, that guy MBS, who's got shit tons of loot, Mohammed bin Salman, who's the richest prince. I'll be over there chilling with him. I'll be like, yeah, what's up, bro? 100 mil? Sellout. I can't stand that crap. I cannot stand that crap. Makes no sense to me why you people get pissed and say someone's a sellout. I say they're a hero. Joe Rogan is a hero in my eyes. This guy turned a podcast. This is what he did. He turned what I'm doing, sitting in front of a microphone, talking to people about the issues of the day, interviewing all sorts of random dudes, which I can't wait till I can start doing stuff like that. And he grew a podcast and he grew a following and he gets paid millions of dollars to do it now. And he's a seller. Bro, we don't buy. See ya. $100 million. And you guys are going to bitch about it. Get out of here. I hope to God, right? Honestly, I hope to God I make that kind of money. Right? I really do. I'm looking to God for guidance to make that kind of money. And I hope that I do off this podcast. And when I do, I'm going to take $1 million of it, right? I'm going to take 1 million and I'm going to go find, I'm just going to sit back. I'm going to wait in the comment section. I'm going to find somebody and they're going to put in there, Anthony Pazziali is a sellout, right? I'm just going to sit back and be like, all right, great. Everybody thinks I'm a sellout. Then I'm going to go through the list of retards that say that's right, I said retard. I'm going to go through the list of retards that said I was a sellout. And then I'm going to investigate them. And I'm going to find the one who's the least well off, right? The biggest bum. I'm going to find the biggest bum that called me a sellout. Then I'm going to go to his house. Wow, I find out what he does for a living, right? Let's say I don't know, he delivers the newspaper for a living. Do people even do that shit anymore? Whatever it is. And then I'm going to go to him, right? Or I'll find one that's being an aspiring something. And then I'll go to him and I'm going to say, hey, I got $1 million. And then I'm going to have him do something absurd. I'm going to be like, you got to do this absurd thing, run naked down Mass Ave or something like that. Or sell out whatever he's got for $1 million. I bet you he does it. My daughter's here. Apparently, maybe she's a monkey. I bet you he does it. I bet you. There's not one person listening to my podcast right now that's thinking in their head like, shit, what would I? Now, $1 million's probably not a lot anymore. Maybe it's going to be 10 mil, right? But you're sitting there, someone got 10 million and they need you to do something. Bro, you don't care. You really don't care what it is. You're about ready to do it. You're not even thinking. You're just like, man, here's the briefcase. Here's the briefcase of 10 mil. I got a briefcase with 10 million of it in it. And I need you to do something for me. I don't even tell you. You're already in. You don't even care. You're already in. I open up the briefcase. It's got $10 million. I'm going to give it to you. You don't give a shit what I'm going to say next. You don't care. I can be like, hey, I got 10 mil. All I need you to do is walk down the street and blow someone's head off. You're in. You're doing it. You're thinking about your family. You're like, all right, listen, I'm going to blow this guy's head off, but my family's going to get $10 million. They're going to be taken care of. I'm never going to make 10 million in my entire life. So I might as well quickly make them 10 mil. I'm going to die old anyways. So I might as well blow this dude's head off, get the 10 million to my family. And then I'm already done anyways. Right? Maybe you'll get off. Maybe you'll hit on, you know what? You blow the dude's head off and you'll run. Maybe you get a good year. You take 1 mil for yourself, give your family 9. You take $1 million, you try to live on the lam for 1 year on the 1 million, you get busted. You were never going to make that kind of money. You'd never be able to help your family out that way. You would be in. You wouldn't even care what the guy wanted you to do. And now you have a guy like Joe Rogan that's getting $100 million to do what he already does, and you're calling him a sellout. You'd all take the money. Every single one of you would take the money. And if you say you wouldn't, you're lying to me. And you're lying to yourself. That's straight facts. That's the most factual fact shit I've ever faxed in your face, ever. ever, 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 everyone to a T would take the money. All of yous. No one would say no. Not a fucking one of yous. Fact. Because I want to save it. You know what? Let's do Trump real quick, and then we'll move on, because I don't really want to talk about this crap. Man, I don't want to... you know what? I'll save it for tomorrow. That's it, man. I'm out. Because all I'm thinking about is 10 mil. Bro, I hope someone walks through my door right now and is like, hey, I got 10 mil for you, and you got to sell out. Bro, I'd sell the fuck out in a heartbeat. All day. 10, 100 mil. Forget it. I'm out. Bye. Get the fuck out of here. All right. Thank you so much for listening to Spazzing Out, America's podcast. I really appreciate the fact that you guys listen. Please subscribe to the podcast, because I want to get 100 million someday. I do. I want 100 million. I want 100 million. I want to sell out. Help me sell out. Please help me sell out. Tell everybody about the podcast. Say straight up. Listen to this guy's podcast. He wants to sell out. He wants 100 million and wants to sell his soul. He would love to sell out. All right, guys, I'm out. Thank you so much for listening to Spazz'n Out. YouTube, thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Later. Twitter, thank you. Have a good night. Later. My Facebook peeps, when we get to $100 million, we're gonna have a big ass party. We're gonna party. We're gonna have a good time.